For a recap, you can watch this and previous episodes online at dmi.ae/the buy one/20-something. And those lines are open until Sunday, so good luck. Over to Lubna and Ash now for another Careers Ladder.
Thanks, Marwan. Okay, so this week we're talking about one of life's tricky situations that most of us have to deal with at some point. Difficult colleagues. I know I've been one, and I know I've had some as well. As usual, our expert from Bayt.com, Peggy Chamoun, is here with some great advice. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Lubna.
It's good to have you. What are the three most common difficult colleague scenarios that are out there?
So there are multiple scenarios, as we all know. Let's focus on, the main three that we often see. So the first one would be the know-it-all kind of type. Someone who always wants to say what he has to say or what she has to say without listening to what others people input. And this might get aggravating, and this is when you might decide to take action and look further into the situation. A second scenario would be excessive delegation. So here there's a big difference between excessive delegation, where you want to throw things at your colleagues, or where you want to delegate things in order to develop and improve your peers. And again, this is very different from, so it's very important you delegate up to a certain extent, but not to the extent where you don't want to do the job and you become lazy and you want to just give the job to other people.
And the
third one could be gossiping. So when there is destructive gossiping, when it's gossiping that affects the performance of the society or of the organization, and it doesn't really help an organization to grow and to make it a good place to work.
I've dealt with a situation like this in the past where me and a colleague became sworn enemies in less than a month. And I used to hate him so much that I actually put a piece of cardboard so that I could avoid eye contact with him. How do you deal with such situations? Or do you have some tips wherein you can avoid such people?
Sure. It's important we look at the glass half full rather than half empty. And as we mentioned earlier, once you look at the perspective and you look further into the horizon to understand why this person is behaving like this, it helps you assess and anticipate how you are going to behave. Because it's not always, the second part's mistake. Sometimes it could be as well your personal attitude and behavior. And once you do this, you might decide to sort it out by having a face-to-face conversation. And this is what experts at Bayt.com would most of the time recommend. Don't use the phone or emails or memos. So decide to meet with the person face-to-face, have a very tactful, but direct conversation, because at the end of the day, the goal is to resolve the situation for the good of the company. And that should be a common goal, actually.
That's fun. You know what, Peggy, every time you come on here, I'm like, Peggy gives the best advice. I take it on board, to be honest, and I love how you come here and tell us ways of how to celebrate the differences. So thank you for that. Now over to Bayt.com's top jobs for this week.
A global industry resource for verified audience data and media knowledge is looking for a media auditor with a degree in the relevant discipline and up to 2 years experience. A leading franchise operator for the world's most recognized retail brands is looking for a recruitment officer with a degree in the relevant discipline and 2 years experience. A premier provider of IT training and consulting services is looking for a project coordinator with a degree in the relevant discipline and 2 years experience. A world leader in energy, industry, and healthcare is looking for a field service technician with a degree in electrical engineering and a year's experience. A leading recruitment consultancy in the IT and banking industry is looking for a recruitment resourcer with a degree in the relevant discipline and a year's experience.
Thanks, Peggy, for being with us.
Thank you so much, Lubna.
Back now to the most difficult of co-workers ever, Marwan. Obviously, I'm joking. Who's in the talent corner with another great Emirati